I also liked his presentation of this thing as a portrait of a community, because anybody else would have eliminated the Parsis from there. And the Parsis, he has gone strictly by the language, and I also the fact that how they have handled this diversity within themselves. The Parsis eat everything, which the Gujaratis do not have.
So I really want to open by asking you to elaborate a little bit on what you mean by being a child of socialist Indian.
See, thank you, Vikram. When 1947 happened and US state was partitioned, my state was partitioned, we had a war in Kashmir, which divided my state into two parts. But still, the government that came that time in, they had a dream, like a manifesto saying, Naya Kashmir. And in that, there were these parameters, and the biggest major parameter, apart from engineers, doctors, and others who would support, was this, that arts will be on the front, by whether it was writers, whether it was dancers, and in my case, I had no idea what is National School of Drama, to be honest. I was performing play after play after play. Suddenly, the secretary of the academy said, "You are going to National School of Drama." I said, "Where?" It's in Delhi, and you need to go there, and we are giving you the scholarship to go. That was the spirit, and it continued till 60s, and after that suddenly it started. Now it's not there.
Hi everybody, so nice to be here. I've come straight from the airport. I was in Goa and straight to Kolkata. It's lovely, weather is beautiful. Okay, let's get to your question. I want to know what the stakes are. She's being blackmailed. What is she being? What will happen?
What happened?
What will happen is, well, for one, his lady love will find out and be livid about the fact that there was this other person and that he was on an app in the first place. Nitish, I'll let you explain. Oh, so the guy is being blackmailed.
The guy is being blackmailed
Okay.
for something which he thought why he was doing, nobody is looking at it.
Okay.
Someone always happens to know, right? So now this someone who happens to know,
So he's on an app. He's like on Bumble or Tinder.
yeah,
And his wife
so he
doesn't know.
so he's on the app.
Okay.
It's just called Sofu. It's an imaginary app.
Okay.
Sofu stands for social fun. Okay, right? Now while he's having his tinkle, there is somebody ready to sprinkle, and the somebody is ready to sprinkle to his wife, to his fiance.
Okay.
So what happens next?
So would you come clean? So if it's me, if you're being blackmailed, yeah, I would come clean. Firstly, I would not be on a dating app if I was in a good relationship.
They are relatable. Okay, so let me share this with you. I have 3 different WhatsApp groups with my friends. So one is my school days, the other is the grad days, and the third is the PG days. Okay. Now those of my classmates, and then all are different people, right? So those are my classmates who actually read the book in these 3 different groups, right? So they've been able to figure out, and they point out to me that most likely this character you model on him or her, and that character is modeled on someone else, right? But obviously these are different people and these are different groups.
Shehnaz actually begins her book with, she begins every chapter with a question and then an anecdote that answers this question. And then there's a recipe, lessons learned, where the boy is now. So Nitish, question for you. One of the questions that Shehnaz actually answers in her book: could a boy be threatened by a girl's success?
So that's a tough one, no? Okay, so yeah, a boy could be threatened by a girl's success, and I think Bollywood has given it a phenomenal treatment. If you remember the movie Abhiman, right, where the character played by Mr. Bachchan gets threatened by the success that the character played by Miss Bhaduri achieves, right? So yeah, boys can get threatened by the success of their lady love. But I think if you start peeling the onion, it's not so much about feeling threatened by the success. right? It's about their own insecurities, right? So somewhere deep down, maybe they have a fragile ego, right? And the fragility of the ego leads to something like that. So we know about colonialism as a system of political exploitation and economic exploitation, but de Gaulle was one of the first to demonstrate that colonialism was also a system of ecological exploitation, the devastation of the natural resource base and the environments of India and other colonies to feed the avaricious needs of the British economic machine. So, just one brief quote from Tagore's book Nationalism, where he says, before this political civilization opened its hungry jaws wide enough to gut down great continents of the earth, we had wars and changes of monarchy, but never such a fearful and hopeless feeling on nation upon nation, such huge portions for turning great sections of the earth into mincemeat, with their ugly teeth and claws they're ready for tearing into each other's vitals. So that's the third dimension. There's also a fourth dimension of Tagore's environmentalism, which if I have time I'll end my talk with, which is prophetic. He's writing in the 1920s of what the world will look like if the present pattern of energy-intensive, resource-intensive, capital-intensive industrialization continues its path.